Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Arsenal are favorites for the Premier League and for the Champions League, as per every pundit. Now, they are putting the pressure on Arsenal. Liverpool back-to-back losses, of course, and maybe the Chelsea game on the weekend will put more piles on him. Well, let's just add more piles. However, Chelsea actually currently are not in crisis because they won 1-0 against Mourinho's Benfica with own goal, with Garnacho starting. But they play Liverpool this weekend. A lot of people are talking about Maresca in, Maresca out, and all this talk as well. And Man City, every time we say they are back, they just fuck up. For some whatever reason, they just fuck up. You know? So, but listen, we're here for it. We got, of course, she knows Arsenal. Jess, of course. Now, absolutely, she's here. How are you? You're right. You're right. You're happy now. Odegaard is back. Are you a fan of Odegaard or not?
Don't play games. It's too early in the morning, Mo. You know how I feel about Odegaard. You
liked him 2 years ago, and then now
last year. I don't like Odegaard. That is quite literally my favorite player in the team. I've been fighting the good fight over the last.
No, hold on. Okay, say that again. You like or you don't like Odegaard?
I love Odegaard.
But last season you were saying he was not good.
No, that was not me. Me and you have been fighting for like months now because you got on the you went on the dark side of, oh, he's finished, it's over, and I kept saying it's just one bad season.
I never said that. I think you're confusing me with someone else.
Mo, please don't.
Okay, we'll talk about it on the show. Big up, of course. Kelk is here back in Man City. Erling Haaland, best striker. I retract everything I told you, Kelk, about Isak and Haaland. Haaland is levels above Isak.
Hey, man.
I retract.
Everybody's better than Haaland until it's time to be better than Haaland, and
until it's time to score the goal. To be honest with you,
FYI, since the season started for Club and Country, 20 GNA.
Yeah,
we're at the beginning of October. 20 GNA.
And we got
granted 7 of that was against Moldova, but you know. Hey, man.
Joining us for the first time on that channel, Drifty from Kopish. Of course, Team Kopish, and also his own channel is in the description as well. Drifty TV, actually ripping Liverpool, of course. I actually haven't spoken to Drifty for about a year and a half since we did a show on Saeed TV, about a year and a half or something like this, or even more. I don't know his stance. I keep hearing a lot of things about his takes and him and Ram, him and Tom, back and forth, and all the stuff that is happening. How are you? How are you doing? You're right.
If this had been 2 weeks ago, like planned, I'd have been fine. But you know, at the moment, a little sticky.
Okay,
but...
can I? So just start the show to know where we stand, all of us. Okay, were you one of the people that were like, Hussam, feet up, we're walking the league, nobody can match us. I'm only worried a little bit about Pep Guardiola. So we know the stance.
I don't think City will win the league even now. So it's pretty much Arsenal's to lose.
What?
Wow.
The title's Arsenal's to lose.
So you, look, hold on. So you sign arguably one of the best strikers in the world, best 10 currently in the Bundesliga, right? Frimpong, Kerkez, you have Salah, you have Van Dijk, you have these people, yet it's Arsenal's
Alisson.
to lose.
Best
And then
keeper
you
in
have
the
you have two starting
League.
goalkeepers in your team, right? And then it's Arsenal's to lose.
Yep.
Why do Liverpool fans always do this? Wallahi, Drifty, I don't know why. Why do you guys do like? Do you guys get together and just say agree on something like every week? Like all of you, like everyone, like do you guys get together in like your own shows, like on Kopish with Osam and Tom, or on Husam's show, and then you guys like agree, guys, this is the gimmick this week. It's Arsenal's to lose. Do you guys agree on these things before shows?
No, just I'm just running with what I hear. This is what I'm told. This is what I've been told, bro.
Who are you? Who told you this? Like, hold on.
A lot of people. I personally still think we'll win the league, but
okay. So how is it Arsenal's to lose then? If it's like you feel like you're gonna,
they've got the best squad. They're way further along in their project. They've got all the pieces now. It's Arsenal's to lose.
They're missing a big piece though. A competent manager.
Do you even rate Arteta like this?
Nah.
Okay, so how is the Arsenal to lose? Why I'm leaving the
What has
question?
he gotten them over the
It's
top
very
of? That makes
simple.
you so confident. Like,
how is it like?
So how long until it isn't?
It's not the point. I hear you. It's not the point. Yes, Arsenal must win. But to say it's Arsenal's to lose, that means you think Arsenal are favorites. They have the better team than you. They're better manager than you.
The Premier League.
By the way, they're
you
officially
get that,
favorites.
right? We're not even top of the Premier League. You understand that, right?
But
You look
you're
at the
officially
table.
favorites, though. You know that, right? Like you're actually officially with the bookies favorites to win the league.
Bookies versus what the table says are two completely different things.
Bookies don't usually get it wrong, though. So
I mean, I feel like at the beginning of last season, we were having these same conversations about Arsenal being favorites for the Champions League. We were really high up in the bookies conversations, and we didn't get there. The bookies
City were the favorite this time last
game
year.
is not played on gambling websites and things like that. Like, let's be real.
no,
like,
they're not. But obviously they use a lot of real.
How are you? I'm sorry.
This is
How are
nonsense.
you that champions? You spent 450 million. You have a manager that is better than Arteta, yet it's Arsenal's to lose. In your opinion, forget the bookies. In your opinion, do you think it's Arsenal's to lose as well?
In my opinion, I think right now, all jokes aside, I actually think it's a 50-50 race for who will get it out of the two. Arsenal don't have as good of a team as Liverpool, in my opinion, but they've made way less changes to their first team. So we're going to have a proper conversation. I know people like to do the jokes and the banter and all that stuff. We're going to have a proper conversation.
Yes.
Liverpool have made a lot of changes. It doesn't matter that we're champions. I didn't like how many changes we were making, but the rest of the fan base told me we're getting players like Isak and Wirtz. Come on, Drift. Stop being stupid. I didn't like losing so many players to the first team. I didn't like disrupting such a settled team. It's the road we went down. Fine. I'm worried it was a mistake for this season. I don't think it's a mistake for the future. I think the future will be fine. But when you got players like Wirtz and Isak in your team, there's no way that they're not going to click at some point, and the rest of the league will do what they did with Caicedo. We laughed as long as we could, and then we realized Caicedo's world class and he improved Chelsea massively, and the joke stopped. I think that will happen with Wirtz. But until then, Arsenal can and probably will take advantage of Liverpool needing to adapt. We made a lot of changes. If we play all of the players that should be playing, which is Frimpong, Kerkez, they should be playing, right? Wirtz should be playing. Isak should be playing. Ekitike, because of how good he is, should be playing, but even give or take. But if you do play Ekitike as well, that's 5 of the 11, and you don't count a goalkeeper. So that's half your outfield team is changed. There's no way that's going to work straight away. We've all watched football long enough to know it's irrelevant what the talent is. That's not going to work. That will take a while to bed in. So I'm just
It's not actually 100% true, because City won the treble when they signed Haaland. It's not only one player. They completely changed the way they play within the season to win the treble. Like, I remember City used to not have a striker. It used to be Foden false nine. It used to be Gabriel Jesus. It used to be Kevin De Bruyne sometimes.
Kevin okay, Gundogan.
And then
Sometimes.
suddenly they signed this freak guy, play up top, which is, by the way, he wasn't half the price of Isak. Okay, but I get it.
His dad of the price.
But his dad got like 40, 50 million, which is fine.
How much money did Isak's dad
And
get?
then-
I'm not listening to
and
this
then-
argument anymore.
But they change the way they play. They want to triple. To be honest with you, I'm an outsider. If my team spent $500 million after winning my league, I would demand a triple. I don't give a shit how many changes you make. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. If my manager wins the league, I'm being completely honest. And I said this to Sam to his face, and Tom, and Ram, and Rak, with all due respect to everyone. If you win the league and you claim to have all these players, right? And you spend $500 million, with City winning a triple and Man United winning a triple before, you might win the triple in the next 2-3 years, yes. But this season, I said that you need to at least get to a final of the Champions League, especially after what happened last year, and you need to win the league. However, Arsenal must win the league because of Arteta's here, 6 years, blah, 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 all this talk. We know that, right? I know this. Everyone knows this. If you have a manager for 6 years, you must win the league, right? Otherwise, he failed. But to be honest, it's on Liverpool to sack Mikel Arteta after the money they spent. This is Liverpool's job to actually win the league against Mikel Arteta and actually sack him after the money you spent. Because regardless of Eucharist or not Eucharist, Arsenal have a number 9. They haven't had a number 9 since Aubameyang, right? They signed Madueke. You signed Wirtz. You signed Ike. Your backup striker would start for Arsenal tomorrow. Iketike.
I'm not doubting what you're saying is right. I think it's a bit different to say they changed their style when they got Haaland is the same as changing 5 players. That's not the same.
We changed 5 players our second year. Don't forget.
It's
Pep
not
second
but
year.
anyway.
He revamped the whole team, and we got 100 points.
I feel like we all have problems, though. I feel
The
like
league was a
your
bit weak, you know.
issue is like first
Everyone
world
sucked that year.
problems. Like it's
We got
not
100
like
points.
I don't really understand it because it's not like we've just been sitting here with the same team that we've had. We've actually had like at least 3 or 4 new people in our starting 11 almost every single game. Because not just because we changed them, but because Saka and Saliba have been injured. Mascara played at Anfield. That was not Saliba. Like, I kind of get what you're saying, but I also feel like these are just first world problems. You literally bought some of the best players in the world. You're like, oh, but they have to. So because you changed those players, you can't beat Galatasaray away? Because to me, that wasn't just about like I don't really understand. Like, because is Konate new? Konate's not new. He's been there for
but we're changing 5 players and the way we play. So again,
why didn't Mo Salah start that game?
Hold on.
You guys can. I don't run with the narrative of fan pressure. I don't get like we spent $500 million, we must win. I don't get caught up in all that stuff. Like I don't. Really
But that's the reality. That's the reality.
No, it isn't the reality.
Every time my team spends money, we're expected to win.
We've all watched football and we all know Real Madrid had Galacticos and didn't win the Champions League. It doesn't always work like that. It's easy and it's fun to run that rhetoric. But
And
Real
they got
Madrid had a
rinsed.
Galacticos team and
they
didn't
got
win the
rinsed.
Champions League. So that's how it goes. It is what it is.
They got rinsed back in the days, Drifty. I used to watch NBC back in the days in Arabic and in Egypt, and they got rinsed when they didn't win. When they signed Beckham, Owen, R9, and they signed and they had Zidane and Figo and all these people and Guti in the middle. They got rinsed.
No, they didn't.
Used to rinse Real Madrid when Ronaldinho came and schooled them in 05, 06, and 04, 05. And
No, we just
Ronaldinho
applauded Ronaldinho. We didn't rinse Real Madrid. Look, if you don't want to rinse Liverpool, that's fine. Like, I have absolutely no issue. I know
it's about like it is okay. It's okay. Like Liverpool spend that money. We are expected to actually have expectations. Expectations are a real thing in football, but because it's the same.
I've got expectations.
But you know why
100%,
expectations are a real thing in football. You know why expectations are a real thing? Because if expectations are not a real thing, Mikel Arteta can put a leg on leg and say, "I built a team that is challenging one of the best in Europe." And I'm not favorites to win the league because I don't have the best team. I didn't spend $500 million. I'm not Paris Saint-Germain. I don't have Kylian Mbappe. I don't have Lamine Yamal. Why are you putting expectations on me? I am building a team that is actually competing and have some of the best players in the world. So why expectations? Expectations is a real thing from everyone. By the way, and relatively to your league, Inter, when we had the best squad last year, why Inzaghi was labeled a failure? He competed for the league until the last day. He went to the Champions League final. He actually went to a cup semi-final, but then he was labeled failure. Why? Because you have the best team in the league and you have one of the best teams, and that is your second final in 3 years. So you are expected to perform better. In Germany, when you sign Kane, when you sign Olise, when you have Luis Diaz, people are expecting company to compete for the Champions League, not get knocked out by Inter in the quarterfinals. Expectations is real, and it's relative to where you are.
Yeah, no, of course. But again, I don't let the rest, and I'm sure Liverpool feel the same way. The rest of the world's expectation of what we need to do isn't going to determine how good we feel about what we do. So if people feel that way, that's fine. I find it incredible that even though we are the champions, so I get, okay, you're the champion, so you're supposed to be the best in the league. I find it remarkable that there's more pressure on Liverpool to win the league than there is City and Arsenal, when Arsenal have got a project that's been going on for basically 7 years.
There's more pressure on Arsenal. I'm going to stop you right there.
This conversation is
Arsenal we're talking because this was your section, so we started off with you. But on a regular basis, there's nobody that has more pressure on them than Arsenal. No one.
That's for banter purposes. I don't think that's for real world. But I don't think the real world actually do believe Arsenal should have beat City to the titles of 2 years you didn't. Nobody did. Everyone knew City were better. No, everyone knows Liverpool were better.
The second time we weren't. We were on live support.
Let's be serious for 1 second here. There's nobody out of the big six that's under more pressure than Mikel Arteta and Arsenal to perform and win something this season. And the biggest reason is because you guys
not because you're the best, because of the length of your project. It's not because people think you're the best. It's because
you literally just said that you literally just said that they have the best squad in the league.
No, that's what I've been told. I don't believe that, but this is what I'm.
You don't believe this? Oh, okay. So you don't believe this? Okay.
No, I don't believe. But that's what I've been told. I've been told Arsenal have the best.
I think depth and quality are two different things.
But I don't really understand your other comment about like, okay, well, I don't really care about like what the outside is saying because it's not going to make me feel different about what we're doing. Why can't I just do that and insulate myself then? Because I feel like
if you want.
I should just insulate myself and say I don't care if we've been here for 6 years and I don't care about this. We've had injuries, we've had referees.
You can if you want.
These are the exact same things that people say why Arsenal fans are deluded is because we're not supposed to be listening to the outside, but the outside does affect everything, like the context around things. I think it's an easy cop out to say like, well, I don't care about what anybody says. Nothing matters because I know that we're in a project. First of all, also you're not in a project. Let's keep it a buck. You're not in a project.
But you know why I can do that? Because Liverpool have won a trophy nearly every season for about 6 years in a row. And we're champions. We just won the league. So I cannot care what anybody
City don't do that. City last season when they
came. But this isn't about. I'm just talking about why it's different for Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal can't do that because you have to win something if you have this long of a project with a manager who's stable and you spend as much money as you have. But Liverpool can take a year off if we want. And people can do the whole.
You spent 500 million. You can't.
So if we win the league next year, but we didn't win the league this year because we needed time to gel, we're champions. Okay. Why on earth would that really matter?
Because you're champions, you don't have any pressure on you now. It's okay. You're good.
Never said that.
That's what you're saying. You're saying there's no pressure on you, and you can take a year off because you won
I'm not
last
listening
season.
to the outside world telling me that we must. Mo said treble. Well, you must win a treble because you spent this money. You do realize City also spent the same as us, just in
and
the
they
6
have
months
like City had pressure on them.
Why is no one saying that Guardiola's got to win a treble? Because he's already done it.
We already did.
Exactly.
He's already won a treble.
Telling me you have to win the league. You have to win the league, but we just done it. So why do we have to win the league when we just done it?
Because you never retain the league title. Because this is your best chance to retain the league title.
You just keep moving the goalposts to be able.
I'm not moving the goalposts.
Run whatever rhetoric.
No, you're moving the goalposts because you guys lost 2 games. You guys are moving the goalposts because you guys lost 2 games. After you guys spent all that money, it was we're going to retain the title. We're going for the title. We're the favorites. Now that you guys have lost 2 games, you're insulated. It doesn't matter. We're in a project. We're building.
No, I always felt
our system. We're doing this, and all those things can be true. But your energy should still remain the same. Like my energy is still the same from the beginning. We must. When we were not playing as well,
I think we're going to win the league.
You guys said it's easy. See, it's easy. You said it. It's easy.
No, I think we're going to win the league.
You just said it. It's okay. with
I just
couple of-
like
with couple
trolling
of
Arsenal.
conviction.
If anyone knows me, they'll know. I just love trolling
I
Arsenal.
know. I watch you.
think
I
we're gonna
watch you.
win
I
the
know
league.
what you're talking about. You gotta
There
both
you go.
you have both sides of the. You can banter and you can be logical. I know that, right? You all
Of
are
course, yeah.
on the channel, but I get it. But to be honest with you, I actually don't like Hussam the other day, and I know he's not here, but listen, I do shows every day with him on MHF. The guy did his match action saying I would accept a 1-0 loss from Chelsea as long as we perform well. What the F?
Wow.
I swear to God, he said that
Well,
on
I
his
don't
match action.
agree. I don't agree.
The
with that.
Chelsea team is not good.
He said that.
I'll
I
wait
would
for
take
Don
a
to cook him.
1-0 loss. That if that means I perform well, is that the energy after kicking your feet up? He said that on this show. I'm calm. I'm kicking my feet up. I'm not even worried about anybody in this league. We're walking this league. We have Isak, a nuclear weapon. We have Verts. But now it's going to take time for Verts to gel. Isak doesn't have fitness. Okay, Arne Slot is sitting up for failure. But I thought the Arne Slot is much better than Mikel Arteta. They're not even on the same stratosphere. I've been told that, Jifty. It's not me. I've been on shows.
The
Been told
results show it.
they are not on the
No,
same.
they're not in the same conversation. They're not.
Slot's won
But
a couple of
doesn't-
titles, so
That doesn't mean
So
that.
you guys think that Arne Slot, because you won the league last season, is not in the same conversation with Mikel Arteta as a football coach? They're not.
No, it's not even just about the Premier League. They've been managers for the exact same amount of time. And Arne Slot had a title stolen from him for COVID with AZ Alkmaar. He nearly won the league with them. And he's won the league with Feyenoord. He's got 2 titles in 5 years. Arteta's got none in 5 years. So they're not in the same conversation.
literally
Not
no
even
trophies
remotely.
at all.
That's
That's the
not in
shocking
same
part. Is like they haven't
conversation
even
at all.
picked up a cup. Like that's what's different about Liverpool is like even when Liverpool are kind of crap, they pick up cups. Like they win a Carabao Cup or they win a FA Cup. Arsenal, they
But
haven't done
this
that.
is what I'm saying is you can say all that and say Mikel is crap and the team is not as good as it is. But then when you lose a couple of games, don't start, but Arsenal are the favorites. Arsenal are the favorites. You don't rate Mikel. Our team is not as good as yours. We haven't even won anything, but we actually have. We won an FA Cup, but we haven't won anything. Fair enough. I just want to make sure that because the energy always switches. When y'all lose games and you're not playing as well, all of a sudden you're like, but Arsenal, what about us? Our manager's shit. Our manager's not in the same conversation.
No one said he's
I'm
shit.
not trying to hit it. Well, he's not good enough. Whatever. Same thing. So just make sure.
I mean,
energy
you
stays the same.
you can win.
I like
You
the
can win
same
the
energy.
league if you've got a cluster of amazing players, which is what most people think Arsenal have. Then
And you clearly don't because
no, but this
right?
isn't just about me.
But
We
you
can't just
are
be
here.
making
You
this about me.
literally just said you don't
we're
care about the
talking to
outside
you.
world.
We're
You
talking
said
to
you don't care about the outside world. But
Yeah, I
you
don't care what the
rate
outside world
Arsenal
says
as
about
much.
Liverpool.
Okay. But but you take what the outside
And I
world say
argue
about
with
Arsenal.
Liverpool. I argue with Liverpool fans all the time about this because a lot of them don't agree with me. So we have our civil war in the Liverpool fan base. There's some
Yes.
people who think we should win the treble. I'm like, okay, if we win the treble, it'll be amazing. But you do realize football doesn't work like that. As long as we pick up
Yes.
one of the major trophies this season, I'm fine. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Like, it
so
could
the
be
Premier League or
Champions
the
League
champs? The Premier or the Champions
If we
League?
win the Premier League or the Champions League, I'll be very satisfied. I'm not one of these people who's entitled and thinks, you must do this and ever. I've been watching football for years. I don't like this.
Same
This is
here.
new
I
age.
swear, I'm old.
This, we're old, bro. This is some new age stuff where people are like, you must, you have to. Look, we win trophies. We've been consistently winning trophies for what, 6-7 years? As long as we win a trophy, I'm okay. I don't need trebles to feel justified in that money spend. We lost key players to our team and we recouped half the money back. People don't like that conversation because then they can't run their narrative. But you spent $500 million, but we recouped nearly 300 million. We lost players like Diaz, who were first team players. We lost Trent, who was a first team player. These are important players that are hard to replace. If you want a real conversation, I'll have the conversation. If you want the banter, you know what I mean? And we can have the banter. But
no, the real conversation is the real conversation is that you broke the British record twice in one season.
You know, it was only
Twice.
once, by the way, because Verts didn't cost more than Caicedo. So people keep saying that.
He did.
It
He
was
did.
only Isak broke the record.
He did.
Caicedo
Yeah.
cost more than Verts. So how do we break the record with Verts?
I can go and check the transfer for
With
Bob.
add-ons.
We paid 100 mil for Verts. They paid 116 mil for Caicedo. So how did we break the record?
Okay, I can go check it again just to make sure about the number so I don't say anything false. Caicedo transfer. But anyway, it is. I can go check it now. It's very simple. With all the add-ons,
I don't
it's
know. They've
116.
been
With all your
falsifying the
add-ons,
Verts
all
stuff
your add-ons
a
is
lot. I've seen
116.
every price
Anyway,
possible.
but this is it. This is it.
Also, they never bring up Vertz's or Isak's
So,
price. That's a little two-faced.
anyway,
All I
guys,
heard was
big up
100
everyone.
million Jack Grealish for 5 years or however long it was. I've never heard, 125 million Isak.
Guys, let's get the likes
media
up, guys.
bias
First.
going
Thank
on.
you, everybody that joined us from Hussam, of course. He just finished his show, so hit that like button, people. 2 losses, and Pool fans have lost their chest. Yes, Jamal is. Yes, absolutely.
I don't think
400 million come, we must, but 300 million means nothing. So who's the 300 million? Arsenal? But
No,
who
he's
said that
probably
Arsenal
talking
must
about
not-
my team. No, he's
You
talking
must.
about
No,
my team.
no.
We
Who
must.
said that Arsenal?
Like, nobody has changed. We must. We still must win a big trophy this season. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, like nothing has changed for Arsenal, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing
Like,
has changed.
I'm waiting for Don to join so we can talk about the Chelsea Liverpool and what happens if Chelsea win, if Liverpool win, and all this stuff. But if you want to talk about Arsenal, do people really think that Arsenal are favorites and this team is as amazing as people talk about them now and put pressure on them?
No, they don't. That's why I don't understand. I'm like, every time I sit on a panel, we don't have any world-class players. Our manager is not. We don't have it. But then as soon, like, I don't get it. I personally think we have good players. I think we're a lot closer to people than people think. But the energy around us always shifts when y'all ain't doing as good as you're supposed to be doing. You know, nothing has really changed. I still think we're probably the second best team on paper. And we have more depth than Liverpool, but Liverpool have a higher ceiling. They have a higher caliber of top level players. Nothing has changed. We just won our 2 games and you lost 2. That's it.
I think the thing with Arsenal is I think they have by far the best defense in the league and probably the best defense in Europe. And the depth in their defense is insane. And that's going to keep them in a lot of games. That's something that no one else can talk about. But my concern will always be with them up front. I think we're seeing Gyökeres is not necessarily the panacea that everybody thought he was going to be. He's struggling, especially in big games. He's not doing a lot. Maybe that'll change as the season comes on, but he hasn't exactly hit the ground running, I would say. Just because he battered Leeds United, you know, I'm not being fooled. He did nothing at Anfield. He did nothing against City. He did nothing against Newcastle. So, you know, until he starts stepping up in those moments, I'm going to say he's not the solution that everybody thought he was yet. It's still early. We're not, you know, we're not in May, so we'll give him time. Because if Verts gets time, then Gyökeres gets time as well. So, but Arsenal, they'll always be around. They'll be contending because of their defense.
Do you think Gyökeres will be the solution?
No, I don't rate the guy.
Exactly. That's what I want to hear. See, given that, you don't think that Gyökeres will be the solution for Arsenal? You don't.
I'm just seeing like issues with their buildup because they're not really playing a false 9 anymore, so they're not able to overload the midfield like they were in the past. Because you know that's a false 9 system. You overload the midfield, you score from that. And we're seeing that, you know, that midfield that they're trying to play is still working out the kinks. And I think Declan Rice is kind of struggling in the build-up aspect of it.
Have you watched our last 2 games?
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, like, he's not as good going forward as he is defensively.
There's no way you can have that opinion and have watched our last 2 games. I get, like, our last 2 games, like, before, you know, what was the game? City, when we played you guys. Yeah, we had, like, problems breaking down your bus. We had problems breaking down the bus.
Yeah, but I think the bus is going to be a problem for you all season because I think other teams are going to play the bus against you.
I know, but remember, Newcastle at the end of their game, after they had scored, they went into like a 5-4-1 or whatever, 4-5-1. They basically dropped all the way back. We broke down their block.
Yeah, they lack quality. Newcastle have a lot of issues. They're terrible.
They've
had one good game this year and they lost it. Their one good game was against Liverpool.
I
think Newcastle have struggled a lot this season. I've been watching.
Hold on. Fine. Great. The what? What did you say, Drifty?
The Livramento injury changed that game because Dan Burn couldn't be in the center of the 3 and had to go to left back. He would have definitely been able to help with the 2 headers Arsenal won if he was in the middle. I'm not saying it's the only reason, but that massively did change the way. Because remember, that was the way he wanted to set up the team. Livramento can still break for the counter-attack. And now he's got Dan Burn in the back 3 to be tall to be able to deal with Moreno and the headers. Dan Burn had to go to left back because of the injury to Livramento. And Lascelles when was the last time he even played football like it? He's
Yeah,
clearly
Shar was
not.
out. You
Do you know what
to
I
break
mean?
down my
So-
block, and I have a terrible defense.
So I'm not being
respectfully,
shady when I
nobody's
say this,
stopping
but
that Gabriel
I accept the
header.
game for what it is.
Respectfully, nobody's stopping that Gabriel header. There's no
100%.
Livermento is
All
not
that Pope's got to do
stopping
is just stay
that
on his
Gabriel's
line when
header.
he does that.
Like, let's keep it a buck. He was
That goal
never
was a Pope mistake. If you're going to take the credit, that's fine. That was a Pope mistake. Everyone who watched that goal knew that was a Nick Pope mistake.
Exactly. Why they're
again,
not
It
good.
was a Nick
Pope.
Pope mistake because he threw the ball out, or
No,
because
because he absolutely flapped at the corner. Did you not see how poor the goalkeeping was for that goal?
Yo,
That was terrible goalkeeping.
do you not
But
realize
anyway.
that Gabriel has dropped it on everybody's head top, every single one of your head tops at every single big
Yeah,
ground?
he's good.
It has nothing to do with you guys flapping. No one can stop our set pieces. We've scored like 40 something set pieces in 2 years. You were
We had
never
0 against
stopping
City,
it.
though.
You didn't score a set piece from
Nobody-
Christmas to the end of the season, but okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's like every time we score a goal, there's a reason why it didn't. It was a mistake from somebody. La 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 la. Like,
But did you see it? Because if you saw it, then you would know what I'm saying is the truth. It was a terrible
it's
bit of
more likely
goalkeeping.
that Gabriel is just really good at getting his head on those.
No, he
headers.
is good, but two things can be true at the same time.
Isn't
It
it
was
like have you
terrible goalkeeping.
Drifty? I'm sorry.
This
Just
feels
can I
like the
interject?
biggest, like,
You
negligent
don't
act.
think that it was pre-planned that Saliba stops Nick Pope from coming out? You guys do it as well. Every team does it. So how is it? It's a bad goalkeeping
Because they
if
did
it was
for the whole
pre-planned.
game. They did it for the whole game, and Pope did really well for the whole game. And then one mistake, and you can be punished. This is top level.
That's Nick
football.
Pope for you,
Well
though.
played
He's not a good keeper.
Arsenal. Well
That's
played
why they wanted to
Arsenal.
replace him
You know
last
what I mean?
summer.
Exactly.
Nick-
Well played, Arsenal Gabriel instead of
For
Man, here's the
capitalizing
thing.
on the mistake. Well played.
Do you think that
Lethal
goal?
on
do you
headers.
think-
I can't
okay,
deny that.
hold on. Do you think the goal you scored against Newcastle, the last one, that Gomoa goal? What do you think about that goal?
I think if they had 11 men on the field, there might not have been that much space, so we took advantage.
So you don't think that Newcastle
it.
were stupid at 2-2, and instead of them defending deep with 10 men, it was only down to them being stupid that you
I
scored.
would never tell a home team trying to get the winner who have momentum, they're stupid. They had momentum and they were the home team. If they want to try and win the game, I'm never going to tell them they're stupid. It's ambitious. Fair play to them.
They
But
bottled
they
it against
lost.
Liverpool too. They're guys. Newcastle are not very
Drifty,
good.
and they lost.
No,
Because
they
10
did,
men
because we
against
took
Liverpool,
advantage.
leaving 1 man or 2 men behind and pressing with 7 players when you're playing 9 men on the pitch, and then you have Salah and you have everyone at Liverpool running at you. I think it's stupid. I genuinely think it's stupid. If I'm in the press conference, I'm telling Eddie Howe that was stupid. What are you doing?
No, but we're using hindsight, Mo, because during the game,
Gabriel
everybody
scored that
thought
goal many
Newcastle was
times.
gonna
He's
win.
good at it. Just give him credit for a good goal.
No, Gabriel's good at headers, of course. But during
He's
that
done that
game,
many
Mo,
times against
everybody
many
There
teams.
doesn't need to be a but though, because it's not like Newcastle where it wasn't a smash and grab on the balance of play. We were much better than them. We should have scored earlier. Nick Pope actually would have been man of the match had we not won that game. So I kind of understand what you guys are trying to say, but
You
going
don't
back-
think that Jesse interjected? You don't think that Arsenal was a better team against Newcastle, like by a big margin as well, like on the whole play?
I don't think a draw would have been a bad in terms of like balance of play. I don't think a draw would have been.
And
a
now
bad
we
draw.
officially know that you need a new prescription for your glasses because you are not watching the game clearly.
Not at all. Having possession doesn't mean that
It's
you're
Specsavers.
you're
We didn't have
dominating the
possession.
game.
Go look at the stats. We didn't have possession. We had like 2 point something XG and they had 0.5. What are you talking about?
I watched the game. Newcastle gave you the ball after they had the lead, and they defended on purpose.
I
They didn't
genuinely
see the
think you
game
need to
through.
go to
So
the
what?
nearest
Oh, boy.
Specsavers near you and find a new prescription because, honey, you cannot see. You
I
cannot-
watched the game. I don't need the
I watched the
stats. I
game
watched
too.
the game.
We were dominant against Newcastle.
Because they let you have the ball. They went into defensive shape and said, come and break us down.
We did the same thing, and it almost worked.
So hold on a
Almost.
minute. So if that
Almost.
is not the truth, no, City did do this. If that's not the truth, why is it that before the goal, they were attacking, they were playing differently. Then once they got the lead, they thought, oh, you know what? Let's just sit back and hold on to this lead. And after Arsenal scored the second goal, they then switched up and for the last 5 minutes went back into attack, had 3 set pieces and nearly scored themselves. They played that way. Was it right or wrong? That's up for discussion.
Can I
think
give
have
you
a question.
hold on. Can I give you just a fact, Drifty? Arsenal had more possession even before Newcastle scored, and by a country mile as well. And they had more shots,
because
more
Newcastle
chances,
are
more.
counter-attacking. They're
You
counter-attacking
see what I'm
side, bro.
saying? Do you
They're
get like I feel like I'm in an insane
They
asylum
play
right
that
now.
way. Are we not
They
all
gave you
watching
possession.
Newcastle?
They made a mistake.
We are watching
No,
Newcastle.
you
They
didn't have
pressed
to
you with
go.
You
10
know
men.
they're a
They
counter-attack.
dominated you with 10 men.
So
We
that
are watching
means you
Newcastle.
know they're a counter-attacking side.
No, they
Counter-attacking
dominated
side
you.
always
They
let
didn't.
the opposition
Yeah.
have more of the ball. That's how Newcastle play. Why are we acting like we don't know how Newcastle
First of all,
play?
Eddie
That's
Howe
how
went
they
for the
play.
win. He went for the win. Go check again. Then what was it? The 94th minute.
Yeah.
Brought on who? Who'd he bring on? You remember, Kel? You want to
I
tell
don't
me?
remember who, but
Brought on
Right,
Harvey
let me-
Barnes.
game was
Brought
a
on
lot. I
Harvey
feel like
Barnes.
the game was
You
a
want-
lifetime ago. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Can I just say this super quick? We had in that game, we had 20 shots, 7 on target. They had 8 shots and 3 on target.
I have a
so
question.
sorry.
Did
This wasn't like a possession. Hold on. This was not a possession. We were just passing around and then they just took the ball and then went on their counterattack. It wasn't that. We were much better than Newcastle. And what I was saying, because Kel was saying that we have a problem with our midfield and all this kind of stuff, there's been a distinct difference between the way that we played against Manchester City and the way we played against Newcastle and Olympiacos. We've created a lot more chances through open play with different midfields, by the way. Arteta's changed the way that he played. We haven't even gotten to it because I have somebody in the bottom right corner saying that, but that's what Newcastle wanted and it was a mistake. Can we get to the facts? Like,
Those are the facts. It was a
Give me the
goalie
facts.
mistake, and they play counter-attacking football, so they let you have the ball.
we deserved to win that
counterattack.
game
That
and
is
we were
how they
dominant.
play.
We deserved to win that game and we were dominant.
Okay, if you feel you deserve to win it, that's fine. I said a
I
draw
don't feel,
would have been okay.
Can I give you the fact, guys? Now I just check. Can I give you the fact? In the Newcastle versus Liverpool game, before Liverpool scored their goal, Newcastle had 50% ball position. Liverpool had. Newcastle had more attempts and had everything more than Liverpool. Completed more passes, more pass success, everything. For Newcastle, on the same pitch, Newcastle versus Arsenal, and just we have to remember that Newcastle had a red card against Liverpool as well. Newcastle versus Arsenal. Arsenal had more possession, more shots, everything at St. James's Park. These are the facts. And before Newcastle scored, both are before the goals when it was 0-0. So the intention from Eddie Howe was to go for the Liverpool game even before Liverpool scored, not counter-attacking. While versus Arsenal, he was forced to actually drop deep, unless, Drifty, you're going to tell me that Eddie Howe values Arsenal more than Liverpool. So he chose to sit deep versus Arsenal, right? And he chose to press Liverpool.
You want the logic for that?
Yes, please.
Newcastle versus Liverpool was disgustingly heated because of the Isak situation. They had 50% of the possession when it was in play. How long was the ball in play during that game? Did anybody watch Newcastle Liverpool? The ball wasn't even in play. They were fouling. It was hectic. It was violent. That was not a football match. So if you want real context, then let's do
10
that.
minutes of stoppage time.
Do you get?
The game had 15 minutes of stoppage time.
Arsenal
Was
versus
it 15?
Arsenal
Oh my God, I
versus
forgot how many.
Newcastle
It was
wasn't like
11.
that.
Arsenal had 15, 7 and 8. There was 15 minutes. There was VAR checks. There was fouls, red cards, checked, and all that bullshit. It was a game
I
that
think
was
there was an
physical as
injury
well.
too.
Yeah, there was
If I'm
everything in this
remembering
game.
correctly. Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
Gordon
the-
red card. There was something else.
I'm seeing
I thought there was
Gabriel
like an
trying
injury
to
second half.
punch what's his name in the first half. I'm seeing a lot of VAR checks. It was a physical game. Arsenal,
but
by now,
it didn't have
no doubt Arsenal
anywhere
deserves to win
near,
this
it
game.
didn't have anywhere near the level of aggression and animosity that the Liverpool-Newcastle game, for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons, that game was extremely emotional for them. That's why they had the red card. It was a heated game. The
That
ball
was
was
just stupid
really
by
in play.
Gordon.
In fact, even if you can find that stat, Mo, again, if you don't want to make the comparison,
I'm looking at them. I swear to God, I'm not ignoring. I'm looking at the stats while you are
what I'm being told now is that Arsenal was so much more impressive against Newcastle than Liverpool were.
100%. Oh, that's that. Oh
Did,
my God, it's not even.
Did all the
close.
CEOs call
Okay,
Arteta
so
after the
therefore-
Newcastle
Hey,
game like they
listen,
did against City
I'm
game?
sorry. With all due respect, it is not even
Arsenal are a better
close.
team. So then Arsenal are a better team than Liverpool. Then
Here we go. Now the question would be, with you having all these superstars and buying superstars, why do Arsenal, with a lesser team and a lesser coach, based on your logic, Drifty, are more impressive than Liverpool?
More impressive how? I didn't say
Do you
Arsenal.
okay? So let me ask you something then, because to establish this conversation, do you think Arsenal this season have played better than Liverpool, the overall, or no? As
They
forget
defend a
that
lot better,
there
that's
is-
for
there-
sure.
they don't.
It depends.
Arsenal
It
defend a
depends.
lot
I
better
want to
than
understand. I want to understand. That's why you defended with like 32% ball position kill. Because like, what is going on here? This is what I'm talking about. How are Arsenal defended well? If Man City went to the Emirates and parked the bus, okay, moving on from that point.
No, just the Arsenal's defense. Look at it. They have a great defense.
Fantastic, but Arsenal play on the front foot the majority of their games, apart from Man United game. That's it. Even in the Liverpool first half.
Well,
At
teams are
Anfield-
cutting through Liverpool's defense like a hot knife through butter.
Okay, let me just
Nobody's cutting through Arsenal's defense.
let me get to the point about this. So Drifty, I want to do you think Arsenal, I know that you are top of the league. I know you're 2 points top of the league, but Arsenal came to your ground. Do you think that Arsenal played better than Liverpool or Liverpool played better? Overall this season, there's 6 games played in the league.
It's tough because I think Liverpool went 2-0 up in quite a lot of our games and were playing brilliant football. And then I don't know what happened. We kind of switched off and then we had to win the games late. So the football was great up until 2-0. Not even just the defense. It was almost like we didn't go for the third goal. We were like, 2's all right. It was weird. I don't know what it is. Arsenal, I don't think played good.
Konate is struggling this year. That's a big. I think that's
beginning.
been a big problem. And your fullbacks. I'm telling you, it's the fullbacks.
But the thing is, Ibu had 3 or 4 really good games after the first 2 bad games and before the last game. It's weird. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. But
I don't think at no point did you guys play good football this season. I'll be honest. You played decent football, but to the amount of signings that you guys made, I don't think at any point did you play great football this season. This is why so many games you guys just you.
But did you see the first half against Everton? The first half against.
I think that was your best half. I'll be honest.
Half against Atletico
That was the best
Madrid.
half.
It was good football. I don't know. Even the first half.
Yeah, but not for the majority, and that's the point. Not you're talking about little spells. This is why every time you win the game late, and every time you guys win the game late, it just looks like cup ball again, which is just chaotic. And you do have match winners. We'll always give you that. We can all acknowledge when you have Salah on the pitch, when you have even Van Dijk on the pitch who can pop up with a header. You have enough match winners on the pitch, but your football hasn't been good. And I think now, only because you lost 2 games in a row, are people starting to talk about it. But when it was 15-15, no one cared because it was like last minute winners. Who cares? We're playing better and we're winning. Who cared talking about Wirtz as long as we're winning? Wirtz wasn't being talked about as much because the 3 points were there. Now the 3 points are not being here. Now people are talking about it.
The whole time. So all right. So apart from the Newcastle game, which game did Arsenal play good football? I'm just asking. I'm not even telling. I'm just asking.
Nottingham Forest, like
Newcastle.
won those games. Newcastle, like we've had 3. I would say the 2 games that I feel like in particular we didn't play well were Manchester United, and I was really upset after the City game. I thought the Anfield game was what it was. Everybody was cagey, and you guys won on a special kick. But those are probably the 2 games I feel like we were pretty.
But just if I could add, I think Arsenal play well when they do things I think all of us as fans kind of expect them to do, especially from Arteta. We always say, you know what? Maybe if you don't put Marino and you put in an Eze, we'll see better. Maybe if you don't force Martinelli and you probably start someone else on. I feel like there's little tweaks that every time he does, because we can all see it, you guys end up being well, which kind of means that as basic as it sounds, we kind of know the solution. We look at Liverpool and we can't even justify what's happening.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, I know that Arteta was rattled, like noticeably. I felt like he was rattled when they criticized him after the City game for playing Marino and not playing Eze. And justifiably, like I was like livid after that game because I just felt like he made all the wrong decisions. Then he turns up in the game against who was it? Who did we play in the weekend? I can't even remember anymore. Newcastle, yeah. And he goes with Eze in midfield. And no, we didn't score, but it was very obvious that we looked entirely different, accessing central spaces, creating chances from open play, very dominant, very fluid, very good. Turned around and did the exact same thing against Olympiacos. I know Olympiacos is not a great team, but that's typically the type of team that we would struggle to create those chances against. And to be honest, it was just Trossard and Gyökeres weren't putting the ball in the back of the net. So I think Arteta's making the right decisions. I just wonder if he'll stick with them and if he gets into a scary situation where, you know, it gets pressurized. Will he go back to his tried and true? But it's just about combinations and who works with each other. And then obviously players playing to the best of their abilities. I think we're still kind of waiting on Saka to get to his full, but he's, you know, still coming back from injury, still waiting on some players to play their best. But I think us and Liverpool both have issues. I just think, you know, our issues have been like maximized quite a bit. And Liverpool's issues are there as well, but maybe now people are looking at them. But I think both teams have some teething issues in their season. I don't see the big deal. I don't know why it feels like because Liverpool dropped these points, it's like this huge deal. I don't know why they're overreacting.
Because their fans are having a meltdown.
Like they're overreacting badly.
No, but just
because the fans are
I
having a
what you
meltdown.
just said. You both of you guys have issues. I think your issues are easier to solve. Your issues, I think, comes down to mainly selection sometimes from the manager. I can look at Arsenal and I can see what they're good at, and sometimes I can look at the manager and be like, "You maybe if you." This is why we all do the whole handbrake joke. We're like, just take the handbrakes off, because every time he does, to be fair, you guys do look good. I look at Liverpool. Before we talk about solutions, you got to identify what the issues are. I'm seeing a back line that has more touches than the midfield, and obviously more touches than the attack as well. Why is Van Dijk against Galatasaray, a team, by the way, who hasn't won in the Champions League at home in 7 years? Why is their center back averaging? He had 105 touches, by the way, in the game, the most out of everyone. And Wirtz, who's the 10, has 57, so half of that. I'm looking at the whole midfield. The midfield has half the touches that the center back does. Ibrahima Konate is the second one, 81 touches in the game. Their fullbacks, the whole back four against Galatasaray has the most touches. You look at them every time, there's a lack of creativity on the pitch. I think there's a lack of ball carrying on the pitch. Like Ruben Diaz, not Ruben Diaz, what was his name? Luis Diaz. Like him or hate him, one of the best things about him, he was one of the best ball carriers in that team. They slated him all the time. They said he wasn't for of goal. I look at him right now, I don't think they have that good ball carrying in the final third. Why is Isak coming on and having 4 touches in 30 minutes of the game, something like that? Forget Wirtz. We can talk about Wirtz all day. There's so many issues that I feel like the average fan can't tell what the issues are. It's so easy to look at Arteta and say, "Oh, just play Eze instead of Marino." It's the easiest thing to say in the world. Why can anyone tell me their back line is touching the ball more than anyone else on the pitch? Why are they not getting the ball in these central areas? Why are they not creating enough after spending all that money? To me, when you talk about these things, I think that's harder to solve. It's harder to solve for me why I can't get my creator to be on the ball more and create more right now after spending all that money versus last season when I was getting a lot more creation, when I had Trent, when I had Luis Diaz. These, to me, are bigger issues than what Arsenal are having.
Of course.
Because you can't underrate the absence of Trent, too.
And before we go, let me just do this couple of super chats quickly. Drifty, you think you have watched more football than Mo Broski watched Pele win 3 World Cups, mate?
Boy, you're not old. Goddamn.
I'm that old, bro. These people think I'm that old. I know. KJ say new players excuse. How many new Arsenal starts versus Newcastle? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys one thing about the new
players. It's about.
But I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, but let me tell you the problem with some of the argument, not your argument. Just to respond to the new player thing, City. When you listen to the pundits after the City Arsenal game, they said that City in transition. City started 2 new players. Arsenal started 3 in the same game, by the way. Like everyone that started for City.
We had Husanov, we had Nico O'Reilly, we had
Kuzanov is not new. Kuzanov is not new. See, Kuzanov is not new. Nico O'Reilly is not new. It's not new.
He got here in January, not last summer.
Yeah. What I mean, it's not
new because he wasn't starting him, Kel. Stop doing that.
Like he's new because he's not starting. That is not new.
He's less than a year on the team.
That is not new, you know. Like
if you buy a t-shirt and then you don't wear it until 6 months later, that's on you. The label's been on for 6 months because you didn't want to take the label off. That's your fault.
It's not like.
But he's very inexperienced. We'll say that. It's like his second game ever as a right back.
You could have used that instead of being new. You know, I think I'll give you that.
Okay, fine.
It's not new.
He's new at being a right back.
Because like I'm hearing City fans saying that Doku now is like this is the new Doku. I'm like. Bro, has been here for 3 years. Like it's not. It's
no, that doesn't work on Doku. I don't know. Yeah, 3rd year.
Mo, you didn't tell us Ty will be on the panel today. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who Ty is. To be honest, if you mean Ty from AFTV, I don't know who. That's a Liverpool fan, actually. So you must mean either Jess
Kyle
or
Walker
Kill.
is no longer in Manchester City, so I don't know what that comment is.
Kill.
He's
Gabby
not on
literally
the Kyle Walker's on Burnley.
Gabby literally dunked on Kyle Walker.
Okay, yeah, he did last season.
Gabrielle, bro. Listen, and Jess is gonna know this because she lives in LA. It's Lob City right now in Arsenal. Just at any minute, you know Gabrielle's dunking on you. Just watch your heads. Be careful. Any minute, you're gonna be on a poster. That's all it is.
Mo Drifty said Konate is better than Saliba and Gabriel. Wallah al-Azim, Drifty. I don't know. The viewers know. You know that the viewers watch.
Them. I don't go off current
being introduced to con artists. I've been saying this for a while.
Hold on, what? You think Konate is a better defender than Saliba? Forget Gabriel than Saliba.
He's too injury prone.
And based on what? Based on what? No,
Based
this is.
Him and watching them.
So what does Konate have on Saliba?
There's no point in getting into this whole long conversation. There's no. If you want a real conversation about it, we can do it. Konate plays in a totally different team, expansive, has to do channel defending, channel running. Was babysitting Trent defensively for about 2 seasons. Look how protected the Arsenal defense is. What happened when they pushed up against Man City? Completely exposed. So what happened if Arsenal played the way Liverpool do and defended higher up? Do you think Saliba and Gabriel would look all cushy the way they do? But we ain't got time to have that conversation. If you think they're better, that's fine. I think Ibu's better. It is what it is.
You still think
that?
Hold on. So the question:
Haaland has 1 goal against Liverpool, and he has like 6
now?
against Arsenal. So that tells you.
It's so easy because Ibu's having a bad season to shit on him. I don't do research.
I'm not shitting on him. I am not shitting on him, Jifty. I'm not.
No, I just mean in general.
Would you trade Saliba for Gabriel today? Would you trade Saliba for Konate today or no? No, you wouldn't.
No,
right, good to know.
You're about to lose him to Madrid on free, so
this is why, by the way, this is why I keep saying Konate is the most overrated defender in the league. The fact, I think he's closer to Saliba than he is to Gabriel, though. There's no world where Gabriel and Konate should be compared. Maybe Saliba, because I don't rate Saliba as high as everyone else does. Konate, I don't understand why he gets overhyped. And I'm not saying it based on this season. I've had receipts from last season where I always say he gets overrated because he plays next to Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Every time I watch him play for France, he doesn't look as good as he does. That's why they have no combinations in France. This guy is not probably the same level as De Ligt. That's it. If you were in De Ligt, there's an issue.
That's not true.
Don't forget the Duolingo streak. We saw that tweet yesterday.
Mo, who's better? Konate or
you asking Mike?
Be honest. Yeah, I'm asking you. As I'm unbiased.
I would take Konate.
But is there a conversation between them?
Define a conversation.
Can you have a debate on it, basically? That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'll tell you what, if you're being honest, De Ligt has had a better season than him so far.
You can try. But I think I would take Konate
this season, Mo. Konate have been terrible this season,
did you just use the lit versus?
Yeah,
we're just being disrespectful now. Now we're just.
No, I'm not. Because comparing Konate to Gabriel and them, that is more disrespectful than I did. Because I put Konate and De Ligt in the same conversation, and I'm not even a big fan of De Ligt, and Mo will tell you that. I always feel like United fans overrate him. To me, those are the B+ defenders. They should stay in that conversation. The minute you start putting in that higher conversation, that's where I get angry. I was like, hold on. No one puts De Ligt in these conversations. Why am I putting Konate in it? I don't get it. He makes a mistake like every game. Every game he makes a mistake. De Ligt has had a better season than him so far. Well, he does.
He's having a bad season, so all of a sudden he was their best defender.
It's who he's been.
You just said when you watch Ibu for France, he's crap. He was their best defender at the World Cup. What are we talking about?
No, he hasn't, bro. What is Upamecano doing? Upamecano's been their best defender.
I can't have a conversation about it if no one's going to be real. There's no.
It's just like this is why these lazy narratives in the Premier League.
Because we disagree.
Bro, these lazy narratives.
So who is France's best defender at the World Cup?
I know the show's called The Cookie Lounge, but bro, this is. To be honest with you, Staffy, Jess, Kill, like, we really have discussions about things like, and it's not just banter. You think we're bantering? Wallahi,
I'm not bantering.
Wallahi, we're not bantering.
Go to my Twitter, you're going to see me talking about Konate since last season.
I know that the Cooking Lounge, wallahi, I'm not bantering.
Put in De Ligt in a conversation with Konate.
No, I'm not. He is.
De Ligt is a better box defender than him, and he reads the game better than him. The thing that Ibu has on him, he's a better defender in the channels. He runs more than him. I get that. When it comes to box defending, wallahi, but Konate is not a good box defender. I see. What was the Newcastle game? Who dunked on him in the Newcastle game and played the ball over to the attacker? What was his name? I see every game he makes a mistake, whether on the floor or in the air, clunky on the ball, always gets injured.
Okay.
The fact that we're because when you say he's better than Saliba Gabriel, or you'd rather have him than Saliba Gabriel, it means you're putting him as the second best defender in the league after Van Dijk. He's not. My take is much more rational. I'm comparing him to De Ligt. He's way more rational than to put him as the second best defender in the league. There's no world where Konate is the second best.
That's your prerogative. If you want to believe that, that's fine.
I wish you had a better defender.
I see games with my eyes, bro.
Wallah, I wish he had a better defender.
I wish you had a better defender.
No, but you know why I use De Ligt? No. Let me tell you why I use De Ligt.
We can.
I use De Ligt because I don't rate him as high as the fan base does. People think that De Ligt is the future of defense in United. That's the reason I use that. Mo, you know my takes. How many times did I argue with Terry when I'm like, De Ligt is fine. He's just not wow. People look at him and they're like, wow. That is why I'm bringing back Konate to that. Because I think Konate is that level. I don't put him in these conversations where they're like, oh, they're amazing defenders. Take him away for Van Dijk and he doesn't look amazing, bro. I'm sorry. He generally does it. I've seen more mistakes this season in the Konate than Van Dijk, than De Ligt. Wallahi, De Ligt hasn't put a foot wrong this season.
He's having a bad season. This is actually using recency bias.
He's not having a bad season. That's his level, bro.
Last season, Ibu was incredible. What are we talking about?
Just because you won the league, it doesn't mean that everyone on your team is world class.
Oh my! Who said everyone on the team is world class? Who said
no?
that?
But that's the point because you put him over Gabriel and Saliba. That means he's that level.
Okay, all right. I'm not wasting any energy on it. It's fine.
I feel like I'm not going to waste any energy. It's just like you don't really be gonna go back and forth. You gotta
oh no, I definitely don't bang my head against brick walls. I really don't.
Sometimes you gotta defend.
Sometimes you just think, once the lit is in the conversation with tonight, I'm not.
Because that's his level. That is the whole point. You're missing the point.
I disagree with you, but fine. I disagree.
Wallahi, that's his level. Wallahi, lazim, that's his level.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
He's not a better box defender than De Ligt. Wallahi, he's not. I watch every Liverpool game. I watch every United game.
Okay, I don't want to go there, but the box defenders are not the actual modern defenders. Modern defenders, the people that read
Konate is a modern defender, bro. You talk about Yokers being clunky on the ball. When's the last time Konate made a good pass? He is so abysmal on the ball. What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
What are we talking about?
That's got nothing to do with defending, even if you believe that. That's got nothing to do with defending.
I mentioned defending. He said modern day. There we go. My camera just decided to have enough.
Hackles one. It's fine. It's fine. I'm never going to bang my head against
Staffy's a cat.
Mine here is saying, firstly, Arsenal were dominant even before Newcastle scored. Secondly, everyone gives the ball, and the criticism is that they can't break down low blocks. Yeah, fair enough. I hear what you're saying. Arsenal have the highest defensive line in Europe, but no one talks about it. No one says that, by the way. It's fine. Staffy preach, school the Scousers.
He has hate in his heart for Liverpool. You can feel it. Staffy, you have hate in your heart.
I don't. Wallahi, I don't have so much praise to Liverpool players.
I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like
Don't do that. There's a reason why you had me on the rational league, because you tried to tell me I'm rational, this and that.
To be honest with you,
I don't like players getting glazed when they don't deserve it.
Every
time Konate makes a mistake leading to a goal, I tweet about it. Go to my Twitter and just put Konate. You'll find a list. Just pick the one that you like.
Has a point. Konate last season was very good. Like was very good last season. Not
Gabriel level. He's not the second best defender in the league. It's not a conversation. He's generally he's a B+ defender.
No, this is okay. Just hold on.
He's a B+ defender, bro.
Let's move on. We have to move. I'm not staying for long, but just the whole point is Konate is a good defender, and I think I have reasons why I can explain it. Why I think Saliba is better, because I think he's more of a proactive defender. Konate is a great reactive defender next to Van Dijk and stuff. What happened? Did she join the wrong link? So yeah, so she joined again. That is why. But I think Konate has everything to be a top defender. I just don't think he has the football IQ to actually read games. You can learn it. Gabriel learned how to read games. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that Gabriel has improved. Gabriel was a reactive defender, right? Van Dijk is the reason why I actually think Van Dijk is the best defender ever to play in the Premier League, because he's the best in reading the game, reading the pass before it even happens, right? That's besides his athleticism, the aerial dominance, and the tackling, and actually the leadership, the passing, right? Konate doesn't have the passing. He's a very reactive defender, but physically a monster. He's so quick, right? And I think he's physically stronger than De Ligt. And I think he's actually better than De Ligt in terms of positioning, actually, on the pitch. That is my opinion on Konate. I think De Ligt is a tier or two behind Konate, to be honest. I think you can have a conversation about Konate. I think he's maybe below Saliba and Gabriel now, but I think he is kind of in the same conversation. You can actually have that debate. But to have a debate between De Ligt and Konate, I think it's gonna. I wouldn't entertain that. Like,
it's just the truth that no one wants to hear. That's why I brought it up.
It's your truth, Staffy. Sometimes you have to know it's your truth, right?
I'm not a De Ligt fan. I can't be saying that.
I understand
as you think I'm trying to prop him up.
I'm trying to just bring down
Konate to his level.
I don't want to turn this into Mo versus Staffy. I just think that sometimes when you have a take and people debate it, it can be like, for example, Drifty here said that he doesn't think
Drifty
that
didn't want to debate it. He said, I'm not going to debate it. That's up to him. That's fine.
I like Drifty. Do you win a game without Virgil van Dijk in your back? It's a very good question.
It depends who the opposition is, what the situation was.
Like a big game. Are you rolling into Emirates with no Van Dijk and winning?
It would be more difficult for sure. We're talking about best defender around, so it'd be difficult. But if it'd be when Konate, or it's such a shame we've lost Leone now, because he did look like he had something about him, and it's such a shame he's got.
He's a very good defender. Inter wanted him, we couldn't pay.
Yeah, very, very shame. So, we'll see. I definitely think we have an issue with centre back though. There's no way, like, even from a numbers point of view, because Joey's availability is what the issue. It's not him as a player. It's availability.
Yeah, I think there's a quality issue there too with Gomez.
All Liverpool fans say they have the better players. If Arsenal win, they say they think it had to be a draw. I'm starting to think that they are having wet dreams about Arsenal this season.
What?
Arsenal have main character syndrome, so they always want it to be about them. So, whatever the situation is, whatever you think, we only talk about Arsenal fans because they always talk about Liverpool. Every time Arsenal buy a player, oh, he's as good as Van Dijk. Oh, he's as good as Salah. Oh, we've always been the benchmark for what Arsenal compare themselves to for the last however many years. So, I don't know. They want a rivalry with us. So,
I don't think so. I think they have a rivalry with City. I don't think so.
No, they want a rivalry.
They don't have a rivalry because we always win.
I don't want to go into this debate.
They might beat us in games, but we win all the titles. So
I wanted to end this. I wanted to end this on the Liverpool versus Chelsea game. How important that is, and what are the chances of Liverpool actually winning the game?
That's going to be two clowns fighting. I'm just gonna say that
Liverpool are not clowns. Like, okay, this is
a meme. It's a joke,
What I mean by that is that, to be honest with you guys, and sorry, Drifty, before I come to you, I'm gonna ask Staffy. Do you think Liverpool and Chelsea are on the same level, Staffy, at all?
Liverpool and Chelsea?
Yeah, currently.
No, not at all.
Exactly. Okay, so thank you. That was my question.
Right? Liverpool.
Exactly. Like, I believe it's disrespect. I said this to Hussam Drifty, and he's like, but we're not playing. And I'm like, no. Even they don't have Colwell. They have no Palmer. They basically have no Fofana. Like, with all due respect, I don't care if Liverpool are playing bad. Liverpool, bro, Liverpool are currently, I think Liverpool are levels above Chelsea currently. I got it wrong. I thought Chelsea would be much better than this.
Yeah, you thought they'd finish ahead City in the league, didn't you?
And I'm mistaken. And I apologize for this fucking take. And I will hold my hand up and say, I am wrong. I thought these people would spend the money for the right players. They literally spent 90 million to improve a wing, and they have Gittins and freaking Garnacho. That is their options on the left. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drifty. I'm sorry. I apologize to interject. Go ahead.
No, fine. The only thing that worries me about the Chelsea game is, if you're superstitious or whatever you want to call it, and you look at it from a point of view of, we don't really play that well at Stamford Bridge. We've had a few wins there, but for some reason, we just don't really ever play well. Kind of like when Chelsea went to Old Trafford and they should have won, but for some reason, they don't play well at Old Trafford and they lost the game. So there's that element of I just hope we don't do the whole Stamford Bridge and we don't normally play well. and in poor form, because obviously you lose 2 games in a row and that means you're in poor form. Those are the only things that I have a slight worry about. Other than that, we should be beating Chelsea, and if we don't beat Chelsea, I will be absolutely livid. Like there's no way that I'm going to accept not beating Chelsea. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the form being a bit off at the moment, but we have to win that game. We have to win that game. There's no way that that I'm going to accept anything but a win. And we need to get back to winning ways to just stop the bleeding. 2 losses. I mean, the crazy thing is, in that Galatasaray game, it was actually a dodgy penalty how we lost the game. It's neither here nor there, but I can't.
It's not a dodgy penalty. It's a right penalty, to be honest with you.
Oh.
But anyway, it's
if that's a penalty, we're gonna get like 5 penalties a game, bro.
Did you see, like, he literally slapped him?
You get a lot of
twice.
penalties. Just so you know, you
No,
get a
but
lot
anyway,
of penalties.
I don't want to go
I've
there.
had 0 penalties this year.
Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to debate that decision in particular. I think maybe we just agree to disagree on this. I just think it's 100% a penalty, and the guy sold it, and the referee had to give it, and there was no way they would actually overturn it. It's impossible.
But again, watching the game, the only issue that we have at the moment is just developing the patterns of play going forward. And everyone who watches football knows it's a lot more difficult to coach attacking than it is to coach defending. So eventually it will click, but it's just taking a little longer than need be. And while this is happening, we have to be patient as Liverpool fans. And no, we're not going to watch great football until they all understand it, they all get it, etc., etc. But let's just get back to how we were before, where we were still winning games while we're figuring it out. So hopefully we'll beat Chelsea. We better beat Chelsea. I haven't actually fully looked at how many Chelsea players are missing, but I have heard they got quite a few injuries going into the game. So I need to actually look it up and see how many they're actually. Is Palmer missing for this game?
Yeah, Palmer's out.
Palmer's missing. And what's the other guy they've got? The Pedro. I heard Pedro got a knock. Is he fine, or is Pedro missing for this game as well?
No, Joe Pedro will be available. That's what
Pedro will be better. Okay. Yeah, we got to win, man. We have to win this game.
But you feel you're gonna win. You feel you're gonna win.
It's difficult because my head is telling me, yeah, we're gonna win because we're the better team. But obviously, my heart is thinking, two poor performances in a row. Is this a little period where we're going to be poor and then we'll pick it up again afterwards? Are Chelsea part of that poor period? I hope not. I hope not.
I don't know. Does anybody here say, I said I see Chelsea maybe a draw. I don't see a world where Chelsea actually win the game, apart from a disaster class from Arne Slot on Liverpool, to be honest. Apart from that, I can't see it, to be honest with you. I just can't see it. Like, for the Isak with Haaland thing, like, I said that I would take Isak over Haaland because of the overall play. And I'm mistaken because I think Haaland is...
You think Haaland's improved this year on some of his link-up play?
Improved massively. How does someone improve over one summer like this? How does he like suddenly become... He can pass, he can link up play, he can drive with the ball. Like, how come? I don't know. It's probably just a genius. It's maybe Pep Lender's work. Apparently it is, because every time City score now, Pep Guardiola go to Pep Lender and just congratulate him. I think that is what's going on, actually, which is... I think that is it.
Differently too. We're playing more to Haaland's strengths. It's just something we haven't done before. Like, he's getting out more in transition. Like, we never used to do that. We're playing more direct at times. Like, you know, that's not Pep ball. And it's benefiting Haaland. Like, he's looking a lot better. People are still like lamenting when he misses chances. I'm like, dude, I was saying this before we started the stream, or maybe I said it on the stream. I don't even remember. But for club and country, Haaland has 20 goals since the start of the season. So that's pretty impressive stuff, and he's carrying right now. We need other players, as you saw yesterday. If someone else had scored a goal, we would have won the game. But
City are not a threat for the title, anybody, right? Drifty, you don't think so?
I don't think they can win the league. I think they're going to do better than people think they will, because I think people saying like 4th and they'll finish outside.
Yes, I was
in the race. We're in the race, but we're probably not going to win it.
Yeah, but I think
we're in the race.
2nd or 3rd, I think City will finish. I don't think they'll win it.
I predicted 2nd to start.
I wouldn't think about it is that watching City now, I'm like, yeah, your defense is bad, but again, I know that how Pep Guardiola can absolutely like kind of change things. That's if Arsenal and Liverpool fall off. Like, I think if Arsenal and Liverpool go back to form and win like a lot of games, City might not catch them. However, it is always a way that Pep Guardiola fucking goes on these like 10 games winning streaks or like 12 games winning streak, and then you'll finally see him like behind you by like 2 points or like
We
3
did that
points,
last
and then
season with a bad
you're
team.
going to play them at the Etihad, you know what? Something like this, you know. Arsenal go to play them at the Etihad, and Arsenal like 3 points. I'm like, what? I thought you're away from the race.
City's issue this season would obviously be good, because I never wish injuries on anyone. Would be, God forbid, they lost Haaland for a prolonged period of time. Then I would be like, okay, who's really going to pick up the mantle of putting the ball in the net if Haaland isn't there? If Haaland stays fit all season, they could surprise some people. You never know.
I actually agree with this take
He
a lot.
usually
And
picks
I
up
thought
one
about
injury a
this.
season too.
I actually think if Haaland stays fit this season, I think City will like win the majority of their game, because just even if they play bad, they'll just win the freaking game. It will be like this.
I know we laughed a little earlier on about the whole Doku. It looks like a new player, but I actually believe he does look like a new player. Like, I think he's maturing. He's getting older. I think he's 23 now. People did forget he was young. Like, people forgot he was young when he first. That means he was about 20, 21. So he was young. He's developing. I'll be honest with you. What I've seen of Doku this season, if he continues to improve his final product, we're looking at one of the best wingers in world football. We actually are, because I don't think many wingers get past their fullback more than Doku does. So if he adds end product to his game, he's a problem.
If I'm not mistaken, actually, he is actually number 1 now, even ahead of Olise and Yamal now.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mo. He is incredible at getting past
I'm not
going
to go there. Sorry, I'm not going there.
Someone tweeted
he's not better than Olise or Yamal right now.
No.
Sorry.
He's not. That's not what Drifty said. What Drifty saying is that in terms of like someone that gets away from the fullback with ease, like this, it's like it feels so easy for him to like just do the move, and then the fullback is like behind in the.
But I think he was arguably the best 1v1 defender when they signed him like 2-3 seasons ago. Like, his stats were insane in the what was he again? The French league or the Dutch league?
Liga was in the French league and Liga,
yeah, French league. Thank you. I think what he's improving on right now is
I'm not saying he's better than Olise or Yamal. I'm saying what Drifty said is that you get past your fullback, someone can work on your crosses, your final pass, and now the end product is there consistently.
I know what you mean.
He's getting better.
Make that pattern of play known. You get past your fullback, Haaland make this run, Foden make this run, pass the ball here, Doku, it's a shot on target. That's what they need to do. And if they do that, because he gets past the fullback with ease, you can work on this with easier as well. Like, you can just put the cross in the far post, put the cross in the near post, Haaland make that run.
And I think he's been doing that this season. This season, when I watch Doku, he seems to be making better decisions. When he's getting past his fullback,
he's going into the center of the pitch, that's why. He's still struggling when he's like stuck on the byline, because you saw that yesterday. He was kind of stuck on the byline yesterday, and he wasn't as effective. For some odd reason, we were running play through Bernardo Silva, and I don't know why. It's 2025. I have no clue what he's doing on the wing.
I hate when I see Bernardo Silva on the pitch, because I feel like you waste.
It ruins our offense. If Oscar Bob had started the game yesterday, we would have scored four goals.
Yeah,
and we could have even with Bernardo in there, but Bernardo is becoming a massive liability, and it's a problem because he starts every game because the manager is obsessed with him, and he's just not good anymore.
Yeah,
so that's a big problem this season. Is that is something that I've been whining about for years. Pep just can't let Bernardo go. Yeah, unfortunately.
But I'm telling you, watch Doku this season. I think he's gonna that Arsenal game for me was a turning point. And I think in a few years' time, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, that was when Doku arrived. That Arsenal game, he was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he put Timber in a spliff. We'll say that. Timber easily could have been sent off.
The way he was cooking wasn't even just as impressive. He was holding the ball up. He was being the only one who relieved pressure. He was making the right decisions. Everything about what Doku was doing in the Arsenal game said to me a player's maturing, getting better. And I'm telling you, if he just continues to add these little final... He's only 23. Like I said, but players progress at different stages. Maybe, Yamal's 18, already balling out and looking world-class. That isn't Doku's path. But by the time Doku's 24, 25, if he continues like this, everybody will be talking about him as one of the best wingers in the world. It just seems funny because for the last 18 months, you couldn't. So it seems like, what? No, what are we talking about? If he continues this way, Doku looks like he's on the right path, man. He really does.
Yeah, his issue just he has to get consistent with it because he's shown flashes in games in the past, but this is the first time he's actually strung it together for multiple games, and so and that's all I've ever asked of him. Like I'm just like, can you do this more than one game? Like he would always do it against Bournemouth and West Ham; those were the two teams he always lit up, and then he just disappear against everyone else. Even against like, you know, your Leicesters and your Leeds and whoever, but he's starting to do it consistently. So, and he still has to keep doing it. It's only been a couple of games. Like the challenge is you got to keep doing it now, and you got to keep doing it. And it's wonderful to see because I've been very critical of him. I put him on the sell list for next summer. I was like, if he doesn't improve, we've got to sell him next summer. But I've retracted that statement already because he's improving. But yeah, his key is just consistency. And also he has a health issue. Sometimes he does get injured. He has hamstring problems. So we have to hope that doesn't happen, especially while Marmoush is out, because we really need him to come back. You were talking about who scores of Haaland. Marmoush is a good candidate for that, but Marmoush is currently injured.
We'll see how it goes. But listen, people, I want to thank everyone that actually joined us. It's Drifty's first time on the channel. Absolutely brilliant. I enjoyed that massively, Drifty, with you. Team Kopish, of course, in the description, guys, with Drifty TV as well in the description as well, both channels. True City fan, Kilk, Jess, she knows Arsenal. Don couldn't join, he got busy. We'll chase him better next time. We got Staffy TV as well joining us, which is absolutely brilliant. From Staffy joining
growing
us.
His hair out.
I'm gonna grow it back as well. I'm gonna have a mullet. So wait till that
comes out. Just in time for the World Cup.
This will take you guys to Carefree Lewis, where he's previewing the game with Hussam and Tom Little as well for Chelsea versus Liverpool. Of course, hit that like button and Footy Judge more in the description. Appreciate everyone that supported the channel. I'll see you guys soon, and we are out of here, people.